Kamala Harris, but former GOP chairman Tom Del Beccaro can say he has. He's also the author of The Divided Era. He joins us now. Thanks, Tom, for being with us. Also, our panel of the day is going to join us as well. We have Newsmax contributor and media relations expert Allison Maloney, and also Trump 2020 campaign surrogate and former Georgia Congressman Jack Kingston. All right, good morning to everyone here. Tom, we'll start with you because we are talking about this debate, and you yourself have experience debating Kamala Harris. Let's take a look back at you debating the senator back in that Senate race.
And with all due respect to the Attorney General, I don't think you can support sanctuary cities. I think she should have prosecuted the police murderer with a capital offense. And I do believe that her Back on Track program has frankly gone off the tracks.
He's hit me twice, though. I want to point that out. And let me just say, I am a proud supporter of a woman's right to choose. Okay. That was the last hit.
I was just.
All right, so she was laughing last night, too. Tom, you know, that was a little flashback there, but what'd you make of the senator's debate performance that we saw last night?
It pretty much goes to form. She's what I call a debater who makes a lot of accusations, doesn't really back them up, fast and loose with the facts. Last night, she lied repeatedly, you know, right out of the gate, saying Trump said the coronavirus was a hoax, that even the Washington Times says is a lie. So her style is the accusation, blame people, and she's kind of light on policy. And so you had Vice President Pence spending most of the time telling people what her actual record was versus what the lies she told, like fracking and the like.
Yeah. Jack Kingston, you know, what's interesting, too, is we actually did get to hear a little bit more from the candidates where they stood in regards to policy and their views as well. But I'm wondering, how much of an impact will it really have on those undecided voters who might have been tuning in? Jack, do you think it could have maybe swayed some voters?
I think that it could have, and here's why. As was pointed out by Ms. Page, both of the candidates are older, and so the vice president's role could be very significant. If Joe Biden wins, I think he's going to be something like 78 years old on inaugural day. I'm not certain of his age, but he's on up there. And if you could see, look at him, he's lost his fastball in many different measurements. So I think it is important, particularly in the context that the first debate was not that informative. It was more stylistic. So both of them got into the weeds a lot more. And I think people who are the seriously undecided voters probably did tune in last night.
But who knows for how long, right? Because at least this debate, it was different than the first debate. Not as many fireworks, I guess you could say. And so, Allison, it makes me wonder, is this almost a sort of damage control that we've seen from both of the candidates, the vice presidential candidates that are trying to really push their candidates to the top, making them look as good as possible, because we just saw them sort of struggle to make their clear points during the first presidential debates. What'd you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think for Mike Pence, this was an opportunity for him to talk about what President Trump has done and what he will do. And it was also an opportunity for Mike to go after Harris for her left-wing agenda and for some of the things. And again, I mean, the moderator didn't even ask her about packing the court. He had to. So he really handled the situation. And I think that he was very courteous. He was polite to her. He did interrupt a couple of times, but it was a great opportunity for him to lay down, here's what we've done, here's what we're going to do, here's what you haven't done or you have done. And she flip-flopped. And again, she didn't answer about packing the court. She talked about the taxes. So she really dodged a lot of questions. And so she did a great job with that. And I don't think that she got her message across, because if you fact check what she said, it's incorrect.
Tom, we still don't know whether or not the Biden-Harris ticket would be in support of packing the court, which is a huge deal and an important issue for voters, you'd think, many of which, or at least a few million, have already cast their ballots.
Yeah, when you have to elect the Biden-Harris ticket before you know what they did, just like you had to pass Obamacare before you know what it is. Look, Joe Biden's right. His position would become the issue, because his position would be there's no way he could resist packing the court. And a lot of people don't think he could make it through 4 years. And I guarantee you Kamala Harris wouldn't resist packing the court. That's her style. So, yeah, they're not going to tell you the truth on a lot of the issues. They did lie about taxes. His Social Security tax increase brings the tax increase all the way down to the 100,000 range. And so they've got to play fast and loose with the facts. The sad part is their supporters will never learn the truth that you're giving them here on Newsmax because they don't get it from CNN and MSNBC. And oh, by the way, MSNBC said this debate was a tie, so you'd know that Michael Pence won by a touchdown and a field goal at least.
All right, Tom Del Beccaro joining us live this morning. Thank you so much. Allison and Jack, please stick around because we have a lot more to discuss. You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV because we're real news for real people.